congratulations for those of you who have already graduated, and also for those who are coming to be graduated pretty soon. This is a big effort, and we want to celebrate it with you, with our University of Helsinki alumni work. Also, dear guests, welcome to this joint event. We are delighted to have our alumni to the large Helsinki alumni network. So we have basically 200,000 alumni all over the world and 50,000 approximately in the close cooperation with the university. And this is a network for all of you. We are here for you. Today, we have also inspirational speakers. So we have our Vice-Rector Hanna Snellman. We have also Ana-Maria Suitariu. Okay, and let's see my presentation. And then we have Anna-Maria Leogrande. Both Anna-Maria and Ana-Maria. That was a tricky thing that we, by accident, actually have two great alumni who have almost the same name this time, and they are telling their own inspiration from their backgrounds, giving you some tips. And Mrs. Hanna Snellman will be soon open the event from and bring the university greetings for all of you. But before that, just shortly, you already saw we have registered participants for many faculties. That is a great joy for us, that the message that, hey, we are celebrating together with you has reached out so well throughout the university. Yes, I think without further speech, I would like to give the floor for Hanna Snellman. And please, I will just stop sharing so this doesn't disturb your talk. Please, Hanna.
Dear University of Helsinki International graduates and those finalizing their studies this spring term, dear all. So I'm Hanna Snellman, as I mentioned, and my scholarly background is in the Faculty of Arts. I'm a professor of European ethnology, but my current work is being Vice-Rector for the University of Helsinki. I have been Vice-Rector since August 2018. My great pleasure is to be here today and have an opportunity to meet you all. And I want to warmly congratulate you. I hope you also take time to congratulate yourselves for the work you have done to come this far. And if I would have a glass of sparkling, I would now raise a glass for you, but let's raise a virtual glass. The exceptional couple of years have affected very strongly also to the life of you, our students, and to the ways the university have needed to adjust our teaching and research. In a way, the online world has opened new types of opportunities, and it has become easier and more natural, for instance, to participate in international and national level events and networking. However, we understand that the time has also set new types of demands and challenges to your path towards graduation and integration with fellow students, with the university community. Today is the day we want to stop for a while and celebrate your achievements with you. The resilience, adaptability, problem solving, critical thinking, and to be able to do multi-sided work are skills that you can all add to your CVs when you head towards your future paths. Be proud of your achievements. Take pride in that you have come this far during the pandemic, and you have skills which are very special for your generation. Today, you will have a chance to learn more about the University of Helsinki alumni work, our Helsinki alumni community, your alumni community, and we are co-creating the community. Each academic year, there are plenty of interesting and inspiring participation opportunities online and in person in Finland and abroad. Our Helsinki alumni team is continuously developing the alumni community and engagement opportunities, as well as the cooperation among the university community, our faculties and degree programs between alumni and students. You will also meet today some of our alumni, and we already chatted a while. You see, when it's an international online meeting, there is small talk before the meeting starts. Many times when it's only us who were born and raised in Finland, we are totally silent until the meeting starts. We have a lot to learn from the international community. So our alumni guests are here to inspire you from their own perspectives, sharing their own knowledge and career paths with you. Like I said, I'm a professor of European ethnology, and as Vice-Rector, I am responsible, among other things, on international affairs, alumni cooperation, cultural heritage, which is of course close to my own field, and also I'm Rector's deputy. And I have an opportunity to work closely with our most brilliant and professional academics and future talents. We as a university see that our responsibility, it does not end when the person leaves the University of Helsinki. We also want to support our alumni to have opportunities for continuous learning and self-development. When your study time has ended at the University of Helsinki, the Helsinki alumni community will stay and keep supporting you on your own future path. We see that this vast network of professionals, our alumni, have a special role which helps us to stay close to the society and different actors in Finland and abroad. With your support, we are able to find even more impactful research and relevant education, which inspires the students, researchers, and other stakeholders also in the future. We want to keep developing the cooperation between our alumni and students, so welcome to join this development, to work with us. I'm happy to see you all today online in this spiritual graduation event. I hope we will keep in contact in the future, and we are more than happy to hear your thoughts and ideas on how we could together inspire our network and facilitate further planning of alumni engagement opportunities online and in person. So if you have any good ideas, feel free to success them. We might not be able to fulfill all your dreams, but some we even might be able to. So think out of the box and think how this Helsinki alumni work could support you in your life, in your careers. So my last words: the world is open for you. Be courageous, rohkea in Finnish, in doing decisions and grasping opportunities. And finally, congratulations to you all, and all best on your future paths. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hanna. And we all want to, first of all, thank you for the speech. And then we want to send the same celebration feelings with this reaction to all of our graduates and soon-to-be graduates. That was exactly the words that any of us at the University of Helsinki would want to say for you, our alumni, what Hanna, you were just pointing out. We are glad that you were able to participate today. Just before we head for the inspirational part of our alumni speakers, I would like to share a few points, which some of them actually, Hanna, you pointed out regarding our alumni work at the University of Helsinki. So once more, congratulations either for graduating or becoming so far that you are more or less heading towards graduation very soon. Here in the picture, you actually can see some of our international students, maybe even familiar faces in this slide. Who knows? And we want to welcome you to the alumni network. Our network is vast, as mentioned in the speech of Hanna Snellman. Thinking, as it is said here in the mark, is something we want to engage our alumni network, think together with us, develop things together with us. So we want to encourage, as Hanna, you were encouraging, to be active, to send wishes. The wish list may be long, but every now and then it may be your dream and your idea that brings us together in the era. And actually today, this event is a result of discussions with our alumni network and thinking about kind of what we would like to have, which kind of engagement. We are cooperating with many different actors. Here are just few to mention. So internally at the university, we have different actors from career services to think company to our faculty's degree programs, student union and student organizations. We also have our more cultural cooperation, for example, with Luomus, which has, for example, beautiful gardens and natural museum. We have international networks. We are cooperating with embassies, with Fulbright Finland Foundation in the US. So many things ongoing all the time. This is the kind of network that you are welcome to. And I know that some of you already have had the chance and you have signed up for the network. What we have for you is we have leadership programs. We have interesting possibilities to either be mentored or to act as a mentor. We have continuous learning opportunities, for example, through our share and learn concept. So we have different kind of workshops and ideation together, led by inspirational alumni speakers and those who are professionals in their field. You may be the one in the future. We have network platform like Helsinki Alumni Hub, and that is open for all our registered alumni. Networks abroad, already as a student, there's a possibility to be in those kind of networks, which are abroad in our international clubs. Few words on that in the next slide. Annually, we have an alumni day, insightful events, discussions, different kind of benefits, all kind of impacted opportunities. It's up to you how you want to engage, what are your opportunities and your interests. And this is basically what I mentioned about the international clubs. So we are reaching out to USA, we are in China, we are in different parts on Europe, and we want to see where our alumni would like to have a network and how we could cooperate with our alumni in different parts of the world. How could we engage, for example, our coming students to our alumni and also the existing students? We are heading to the time when we have more chances for in-person meetings in Finland and abroad, in Helsinki and elsewhere. Please join our events. Please join the community. That is a beautiful thing to get out of the alumniship. However, as mentioned, we will have these online events also in the future. There's a place and need for them. And this is as valuable as those in-person events. You will get these slides and the presentation materials after this event. And that is why I have collected some links for you as well, where you can easily find the ways to contact with fellow alumni and also our team. And here is our team. Me and Minnis Virekko, also today with the red shirt, is here with me. But we also have Maria, we have Anna, we have Oskari and Leena in our alumni team, working together for you and with you. these are the words I wanted to say from our perspective and our behalf today, at the same time when we want to congratulate you for taking the long path of studying and time to celebrate also this special point. So yeah, that was the kind of official, hey, what's going on in Helsinki Alumni Network? What is there for me? What can it be? What can I do? But I know that you are here to hear inspiration from our speakers, from our alumni. And that is why I would like to invite Anna-Maria Leogrande to kind of take the floor at this point and come to inspire you. Yes.
Yes, great. Thank you very much, Tiina. So nice to be here today. My name is Anna-Maria Leogrande. I'm a happy University of Helsinki alumni and currently the CEO and co-founder of a company called Kumos. We can go to the previous slide still. Thank you. Yeah, I've about my educational background. So I've studied education, adult education. I'm a bachelor in that. And then I've changed to the area and cultural studies for the international program called Intercultural Encounters. And maybe here is today somebody who has also studied at the ICE program. I'm going to have this really brief short introduction to an extremely interesting topic that I would like to and love to discuss for a longer time with you guys. It's about being a multi-talent and finding your place at the job market. And it's extremely interesting and actually at the core of the company which I'm running at the moment. So I've been an entrepreneur for 4.5 years at the moment. And before that, I would describe myself as an adventurer. in my career, I've been working in all sectors, private, public, and the third sector, doing really different kind of job titles, from organizing feminist festivals to project planning and project management to all sorts of other stuff as well, being a teacher and so on. So I've been doing lots of different stuff and exploring and really being like this adventure in my career path. And path as a term is maybe a bit too narrow actually to describe when we are talking about the multi-talents job opportunities. It's more like a horizon than just one single path, but we're going to discuss it a bit more later on. But 5 years ago, we founded the company Kumos with my colleague and fellow adventurer Minna, also a multi-talent and a generalist as myself. And it's because we found we felt that there wasn't enough information and inspiration for us multi-talents in the field of job searching and also professional growth. So from this need, we decided that we wanna answer to this need, and that's why we founded Kumos. First, I was working full time on my previous job, and then after 1 year of the company had been already in process, work in progress, let's say so. So I became a full-time entrepreneur, and that's now 4.5 years. Yeah. So now we can go to the next slide, Tiina. Thank you. And I want to congratulate you all for this great achievement. You've graduated from the university. You've had a long path upon this point. So I really hope that you're taking time to celebrate and be proud of yourselves and really like to maybe also to reflect upon a bit the past years what have you learned, what have you done? But mainly and most of all, I want you to celebrate, take yourself out to do something fun, see your friends and family, and really take time to be proud of yourselves, because it's an important time to really also to underline the achievements. So once again, congratulations. And also, this is a bit of like a double congratulation, because I don't know if you've realized it before, but you're also multi-talents. So I want to congratulate you all for being multi-talents. And we can go to next, Tiina. And that's a really good news, because how I see that the matter is that multi-talented people are really, really the hot stuff at the job market. We can go to the next slide. Thank you. So when we're talking about multi-talents, what do we actually need? What we actually mean with it? So maybe the easiest and simplest way to understand the concept is to make this division between profession education, and then generalists. So normally we'll say like professional educations are people who have a degree, maybe they're lawyers or they're doctors or they're teachers, nurses. So those are really like the most common examples. What does a profession education mean like? So maybe one way to describe it would be also that when somebody asks you, what do you do? You're able to answer with one word, one concept. I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse. So that's basically what the profession means. And then in comparison to the generalists, to multi-talents, we have often a degree in something that didn't give us this kind of one profession title, like doctors have or nurses have. So we might be, like myself, graduated from education or from cultural studies, and our education background is a more broader one. And when you start to think about this, like the matter of education and know-how and competence from this perspective, you actually get a grip and you understand that the absolute majority of people are generalists, are multi-talents, are people whose competence and know-how is so wide that it doesn't, let's say, reduce with this in one job title. We can go to the next slide. So a multi-talented generalist person is not defined only by one title, but instead the professional competencies and identities are defined by the competence, the wide competence and the know-how. So that's the key when defining who is a multi-talent person and how is it created. And this is a really great quote. And I think it really explains really well about, this is like the core of being a multi-talent, because this is also an issue with many multi-talents maybe struggle with, because how I struggled also myself before, and previously before starting the company, this was also in the core of the issue. I didn't find words. I had trouble communicating and finding the words because I felt like I'm not a super expert in this thing, but I'm actually really good in many things. And this quote really tells it all when it says that not all areas of expertise need to be perfect, that the whole can consist of different skills, which are all good enough. But the secret is exactly in this combination that is unique, that it's something that only you have. And that's exactly like one really essential point of being a multi-talent. So not all areas of expertise need to be perfect, but the whole is consisted about these different skills, and all of which are good enough. And the uniqueness is exactly in this combination. And this is a really great tool that we use in our trainings and in different kind of programs when we do coaching. So when we think about a multi-talent's know-how and competence, what do we actually mean with it? And you see this hand now that it's consisted of a huge variety, a wide variety of different things. And often it might be that when we think about competence and know-how, we might be thinking degrees or studies, or then the work experience. But if you look at this hand now, you see that work experience is just one part of it. And also degrees and studies is just one part of the whole package that we just discussed. So it's consisted of these 6 different topics. Some of them are a bit like overlapping, of course, yes, but mainly you understand that this helps you to maybe more better to like make you realize all the aspects that we have when we're discussing about competence, when we're discussing about know-how, and when we're discussing at who are you at the moment as a multi-talent. And I said there in the beginning that multi-talents are hot stuff at the job market, and it's exactly because of this combination and this whole entity that we have. And I've underlined the motivation and attitude here. And that's one thing that I've noticed, that we, us multi-talents, it's a really strong for us, the driving force, that we are inspired we're interested in different things quite often. We are inspired of many things. We have the curiosity for many things. And we have that kind of like can-do attitude, that when we know that what motivates us, what interests us, we have like the possibility to actually learn it, the skills to learn it, and that kind of like attitude that you need in terms when you're learning new stuff. And when you're thinking about job searching, it's really important to start from this kind of motivation and inspiration part, to really always to stop to think what it is that currently inspires me and motivates me, what it is that I want to do next. So this motivation and attitude, it's a really important part of professional growth in general, but also of job searching, to be aware always what's the thing that's driving me to do my best, or what I want to do next. And if we're like in the context of job searching, it's also important to like to tell about their own motivation and attitude to the employer. So it's an extremely important part for yourself to understand, because it's something also that gives you meaningful and makes the work meaningful when you know what you want to do and why you want to do it. And when you know it, it's good to tell it forward to the employer. But when you start to think about your know-how competence hand, you can really like draw the actual hand. We often do in workshops that we draw it and we start to fill in the blanks and under these titles. And it's a really good practice to, whether you're not job searching or you're currently employed or are an entrepreneur or whatever your situation is, that it's a thing to do every now and then, also to keep your own like professional growth in mind, that you're going actually to the right place, and like what are you doing next, so you have that like clearly in your mind. Next. And this is the question maybe that many of you are wondering or have been wondering, and it's simply and hardly the one that, what do you want to do next? And I've underlined the word next because, at least in my, let's say, youth, many older people really often ask that, what do you want to be when you grow up? Or what do you do when you're big, let's say? And still, I've heard this question to be asked for many people when they've studying, or also after graduation, like what do you want to do with your life? And that's a really huge question. And I think that the way that the question is framed is totally wrong, because nobody can never know what they want to do with the rest of their lives. That's why people feel pressure about this kind of question because it's such a stupidly framed question. But the actual question is that what do you want to do next? So we're always thinking about only the next step. It's good to have dreams and we know, you know, your values, you know, what's important to you, and you're thinking your life forward, maybe a few years, 5 years, or you're thinking, what do you want to have in the future? But really, like professionally wise, is really impossible to answer that kind of question, what you would want to do the rest of your professional career or the rest of your professional life. It's impossible, because it might be that in 5 years or in 10 years you're doing something, a job that didn't exist at the moment. So it's hard to like say it if it doesn't even exist at the moment. But still, the question is, what do you want to do next? And next slide. Yes, thank you. These are really good questions when you're thinking about this question, but what do you want to do next? You can simply think about things you want to work on. What are those stuff or issues or matter or subjects that you want to work on? Is there something specific that you actually want to influence, that you want to have an impact on? Is there something like that? Or what are the skills in your, if you think your hand, your professional competence and know-how? So what are the skills that you would like to develop? So basically really like simple, easy questions in a way. I think questions that many of you have been wondering and thinking already for many, many years already. You've studied at the university. These are maybe stuff and issues that you have been wondering all your studies along the studies. But it's also important to keep in mind that these are also matters and issues that change. They change during the time. That something that you wanted 5 years ago or something that I wanted 5 years ago, it doesn't mean that I want it at the moment. So it's good to update your own beliefs and ideas also about these questions. And then next. So this was a super brief introduction to who is a multi-talent and how to be a multi-talent and how to start to find your place at the job market. We also have free guides from kumous.com, where you can find those are in English, about how a multi-talent can define their CV, make a really good CV, and also this kind of a job interview checklist that we have in English. So those are for free. And I warmly welcome you to go to download them if you feel that you have the need. And at this point, I would like to once again still congratulate you about the great achievement and wish you all a great summer. You have deserved it after all this. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anna-Maria, for the inspiring words. And the link for the Kumous page and the free guides you will get in the after communication. So Anna-Maria, please.
Thank you very much. So my slide is slightly blue. It's my favorite color, and it also reminds me of Finland. That's why I chose the color. So hi everyone, my name is Anna-Maria, not Anna-Maria Suitariu. My last name actually comes from Suutari. So I'm partly Finnish, as my friends used to tell me when I moved to Finland. It's like my last name, it's like a tipsy Suutari on a Friday night out. Joke, it stuck with me, but it's true. Culturally, I'm, as I mentioned, partly Finnish. I was born in Bucharest in Romania, so I lived in Romania for 20 years until I actually moved to Finland, where I lived for 15 years until 2 years ago, Switzerland got me. So I moved a bit more down south, but somewhere in between, not too hot and not too cold as in Finland. Okay, I've been hearing a lot from Hanna, from Tiina, from Anna, the word dream. And I think this is the key for everyone who starts their life. I mean, we all have dreams. We are asked from an early age, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? Or what is your dream? What would you like to become? Which are like taboo questions, but we all have dreams, right? And it all starts with a dream. When I was small, my dream was to become a rock star. Unfortunately, I cannot sing. I cannot play anything. You also need a talent. Then I knew that I love animals a lot. So I was thinking, okay, what do I want? What is my dream? I want to save animals. How can I do that? I wanted to become a vet. So that basically became my second dream. And people, as Anna-Maria said, may have different dreams, more than one dream in a lifetime. They can change the dreams or the approach. They can change the things that they want to do, right? It's not something permanent that this is what you want to do for the rest of your life. It can change the next 5 years, 1 year, it doesn't matter. But what a dream means, or what I think it comes with, it should come with dedication. It should come with the responsibility to work on it. So you assume that that is your dream, but you're also responsible to do something about it. Otherwise, it just stays as a dream. You cannot achieve something if you don't work on it and if you don't take the responsibility to try to do something. And when you assume that responsibility, you also need to build up. So you build the education, you start to educate yourself to acquire the skills needed for achieving that dream. And of course, it's all about the attitude. If you're a fighter and if you are strong and you're willing to make that dream come true, you have better chances to achieve your goal, to make your dream come true. So it's all in the attitude as well. And the motivation. I want to do this. I want to go further, even if it's difficult at some point. And in my life, I come from basically my family and my culture has been basically like the yin and yang. So they're the complete opposites of each other. I have the Finnish version, I have the Romanian version, the Latin. It's like if you're a Game of Thrones fan, it's like the fire and ice, right? They're exactly the two extremes. And also in my education, I have the same kind of pattern. I have the two extremes of, the same coin. And when I was talking about, the dream, if you want to become a rock star, so what is your dream? I want to become a rock star. I want to become a vet. Why do I want to do that? Because I want to, be famous. I want to be surrounded by many people in the case of a rock star, right? Why do I want to become a vet? Because I want to save animals. And then the most important factor is like, how do I achieve that? What do I need to do? How do I build myself into that person that I actually want to become? And then, of course, you have to have that balance in between the skills that you have, the talents. If, for example, to become a rock star, I needed to have a voice or at least a talent, which I'm sorry, I don't have. I have not been born with that. So I didn't become a rock star. And then you start working on it. You build that dream. You build your education. You need to have a foundation. So that's why I have this picture with the book under the bricks. It's you build brick by brick by brick, you build yourself. And apart from all these motivational pictures that I have put here, which are very close to my heart, and honestly, through my life up to this age, they build me up as a person as well. For me, it was very important to know myself. And I have this quote here: to know yourself is the beginning of all wisdom, which is from Socrates. So I was a big lover of reading and philosophy, and that is actually what made me join University of Bucharest as a political scientist. So my bachelor's is in political science, when I actually also entered med school. So I was doing 6 months political science and also med school. And then I basically came to the point in which I had to choose, because it's impossible to do 2 universities, especially med school, in the same time with another one. So as Anna-Maria said, are you going to be someone who is going to be a perfectionist or like an expert on something, like becoming a doctor? Or are you going to study something that opens a bit more doors, or it's a bit more wide, like the skills are wider? And I decided to continue with political science. Never wanted to become a politician. Maybe that is not really my thing, but I loved learning philosophy, history, and basically just building up that basis, that solid foundation for me to be able to maybe choose something else in the future. And actually, after I graduated from University of Bucharest, my dream was to become a Helsinki University student. So I have actually applied for the master's degree that I eventually graduated from Helsinki University in European Studies. The first time I didn't get in, and it was hard. I mean, you apply, you don't get in. I was the second on the waiting list, so I was this close. And then I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to give up? So I was basically in the point of, what is my attitude to this? What is my motivation? What am I going to do? And how am I going to do it from now? What I did, I went to another master's degree, completely different, international management and marketing, because I was working on that. So as Ana-Maria said, I am this multi-talent. I have a lot of skills. I like to do a lot of things. I'm very curious and I always want to learn. And I think this is one of the best future for a person to be able to always build herself up or himself up and be flexible on the job market. But what I have actually faced, especially when I moved to Finland, don't want to make this sound bad, but this was not really appreciated, or it was very difficult to find a job. Being multi-talented, having a lot of skills, having jobs from different backgrounds, doing sales, doing marketing, doing a bit of this and that, and having such a broad spectrum of skills in Finland was seen actually as a negative thing. And as compared to the job market in Romania, where maybe having the education on something specific was not necessarily regarded as a must. So you could have like completely different bachelor's degrees and like master's degrees, and actually what it mattered were your practical skills. And in Finland, it was exactly the opposite. So this is what I struggled with. I struggled with finding a job. I struggled with feeling valued. I struggled with feeling appreciated for my capabilities. And it was hard. It was very, 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 very hard at first. Also because I didn't maybe speak enough Finnish for finding proper jobs, even though I'm Finnish. So that was like kind of hurting me personally. But then I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? I need to change something. I need to learn something new, or I need to kind of change myself or my approach. As Ana-Maria also has this experience, I was also an entrepreneur at some point. So I had my own toiminimi, my own company. I was doing consulting. And the easiest and the most common thing to do consulting in Finland, I guess it's mostly related on engineering and IT. And like from all the jobs that I have ever imagined in having, honestly, probably the last one on my list was to become an IT person. And here I am today. I work on IT. I have a degree in IT, and this is what I do on a daily basis. So it's quite funny. You never know where you end up. You absolutely never know where you end up. But if you're up for the challenge, and if you have the mindset, if you have the flexibility, the motivation, and if you have a bit of education and the skills, you can do whatever you want. And you cannot say that, you know, when you were 5, you wanted to become a vet and this is the only thing and your only option in life. You can always change. And it's your, it is up to you what you want to do. And if, you know, a job market or a country does not appreciate you, as my grandmother used to tell me, you're not a tree, you can move. Honestly, for me, Finland, it has always been in my heart. It's my home. I identify myself with Finland more than any other country, but I have actually moved out of Finland 2 years ago because of a job. I live in Switzerland now. I work for a pharma company. I work for Roche. Also in Finland, I was working for another pharma company. But it offered me a bit of a different approach to things. And I challenged myself. And I said, okay, I can always come back to Finland. I still have a home there, but I want to challenge myself a bit more, to learn more, to grow myself more. And then I can, you know, like pause a bit and say, okay, what's next? What do I do next? Do I want to come back to Finland? Do I want to go to another country? I can go to, I don't know, Japan. But I'm up for the challenge. And what I like to think about myself, and what I would still like to keep on doing, is I would like to believe in my potential. I would like to believe in, hey, I'm really good at this. If you don't believe in me, I will prove it to you. Or I can become super good at this, and then I will show everyone that I'm really good at this. Whatever skill, it doesn't matter. And I will try to keep on educating myself, even if it's a course here and there, even if it's I don't know, a programming course, for example. I don't do programming, trust me, I'm not that much of an IT, but I could try it. I could at least try to see if I can do it, and I'm up for the challenge. And when it comes to choices, it's completely up to you, and you can never go wrong. I mean, there is the experience at the end of the road from which you learn. If you want to be an entrepreneur, there are risks. I faced those, been there, done that, but I have learned. And doing that has basically gotten me where I am today. Facing the challenges that I have faced in Finland with not being able to find a proper job for years, actually, got me where I am today. I've learned it hasn't been easy. It's been terrifying at some point, but here I am, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I've met a lot of amazing people. And when it comes to education, just build it up. And Helsinki University, wearing the shirt, wearing the sweater, the t-shirt with the logo, it's like being part of a Harry Potter movie. You have the logo. It basically makes you proud for being part of that special gang. And this is how I wanted to see myself. This is why I wanted to join Helsinki University. I could have joined any other university, but that was basically what my heart told me. I want to be part of this gang. And I have the shirt. I have 2 of them, actually, and I'm super proud of them. Even though I'm working on IT, I'm still proud that I have graduated Helsinki University.